hard. Look at me napping. Almost napping.
Look, we teach hard, we nap hard. That's what we do.
Teach hard, nap hard. What panel are y'all here for?
I don't teach, and
whichever
I
one you're
don't.
teaching.
I don't nap.
Content creation, thank you. I got 5 panels this week, and I was just seeing if y'all knew which one we were here for. No, Vicky. I know what I am talking about.
I didn't study.
5 times this weekend.
I went
know
to
what I'm talking
karaoke 5 nights.
If you need an extra brain.
Look, there's dogs. Panels.
If you need to plug in, there's power. There's
I think. Oh, I'm
Tax returns 1982. What's in that folder?
There's not a lot of cool pictures or anything.
What?
It's just so
You
y'all
have the
can
backpack?
talk.
It's right here.
Here's a microphone for you.
Do you want a microphone too?
He's just napping.
Y'all.
I don't think she wants me to have one.
Okay.
Do you have opinions? I've got maps. I don't. Why are Z's like ZZZ the sleep thing? Why is that? Does anyone know the origin of the?
Because it's your side.
I can make something
Because
up
most
if you want.
people, that kind of sound like a soft snort.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, and so instead of like, snort, it's just Z.
I like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure I snore, but I'd be happy for
Somebody
everyone
else had a
to
way
think
better
like really
explanation.
cute Z's.
I'm gonna look over here, I'm gonna look at here.
There's 2 Aizawas up here. Who's going to the My Hero Academia thing?
Woo!
French toast. Howdy! I'm gonna go ahead and start because it's
Starting.
9:05. Woo! Did y'all go to the concert, the Cosplay concert?
Woo!
Awesome, right? I thought they were awesome. I wanted to stay till the end, but here we are. We gotta talk about content, So who here wants to be a content creator? Woo! Who here is already a content creator? Yes. Sweet, dope.
I am.
Yes. You got. Okay, I love your head strap camera setup.
It's a head cam.
I love it. It's so bad. That's fucking dope. Okay, so let's talk about content creation. I'm a content creator. I make nudity and nonsense. That's what I do. That's my brand. I make nonsense content. But we're here to talk about all kinds of content and content. I'm actually really hot, so I'm gonna take off this foam scarf. Woo! In every panel, I'm gonna strip to some version. Earlier today, I was Woody, but I started out as the shark that stole Woody's hat in Toy Story, and then I was like, wow, this is a really hot Kibu. I'm really sorry, I have to stop this panel because I'm sweating and I have to take my Kibu off. And I took it off, and then I'm like, my Woody cosplay is actually under here. I'm not funny, but it's okay. You don't laugh, I promise. Okay, so there's not a lot of pictures because we're here to learn before the teacher's lounge. So what is a content creator? A content creator is someone who makes content. It is that fucking broad. Make stuff, put it on the internet, you got content, and here we are. Woo. Content is unique and original. This panel is for hobbyists or full-time people, part-time people, whatever you are. We're all content creators. We're all creating content. Doesn't matter what platform, it's content. Okay, let's talk about it. So if you're starting out, or you're about to start out, or maybe you want to rebrand, or maybe you've been doing this for 100 years like I have, and you're like, I don't want to be a model anymore. I want to be a cosplayer. You're going to ask yourself some questions. What kind of content creator are you? Are you a model, cosplayer, blogger, podcaster? I've recently gotten into listening to podcasts, and let me tell you, that's a whole different level that I'm terrified of. Photographer, not safe for work? That's a question to ask yourself. Another question to ask yourself is, how often are you going to publish content? I talk fast. If I'm talking too fast, tell me to slow it down. Also ask questions. But another question to ask yourself, what kind of content creator are you? And also, how often are you going to publish original, fresh content? Every day? Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. Don't do new content fresh every day. Weekly? Way more realistic. I follow YouTubers that they post once a month. They're doing great. You don't have to post every day. You can post every day. Ask yourself, can and want to do?
Consistently.
Consistently! That's the next question. Can you do it consistently? No one gives a biscuit how often you post. They only care, all your fans only care that you do it at the same time, all the time. Like if you're once a month, do it that same day every month. Once a week, do it that same day every week. I forgot what I was saying for a second, sorry. So ask yourself, what kind of content creator am I? How often can I do it? And can I do that consistently? If you can't do it consistently, return to the beginning and re-ask yourself the questions until you get back to consistency and see if you can do it consistently. What is your platform? You know, we all hear, you've got to be on Instagram and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and TikTok and YouTube and MySpace and Discord and shit, I thought I could keep going.
Messenger pigeon.
Messenger pigeon, AIM.
AOL.
AOL Messenger. That's a lie. What you gotta do is, you gotta do one, and you gotta do it good. Consistently. That's it. You gotta figure out what you want. So what is your primary promotional platform? Is it Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, AOL Messenger? And then, what is your primary monetized platform from there? OnlyFans, Patreon, not safe for work is your YouTube, or those are not safe for work. Safe for work is your YouTube monetized, is your Twitch monetized. Which of the platforms that make money is your main platform for making money? And which of the social media platforms that don't make money is your platform to reach your people? These are just basic questions to ask yourself. Does anyone have any questions? I got a lot of slides to go into this, so you can ask questions later too. But if you got any questions now, Masha, why you talk so fast? That's fair. I don't know the answer.
I do have a question. How do you beat the algorithm for some of these social media platforms? It's hard to push your stuff sometimes.
SEO.
Yeah, so you gotta understand the platform, you gotta understand SEO, but also you gotta be interactive. And I don't mean responding to your comments, I mean going to other people's pages and commenting and creating conversations. Because like, Masha Cosplays is nobody. I mean, no, I'm cool. But no, Masha Cosplays is nobody, but if Masha Cosplays goes on and turns on notifications on Instagram for Jessica Negri's post, so within the first hour of Jessica Negri posting, Instagram was like, hey, Masha, Jessica Negri posted. And I'll go in there and I'll be like, wow, I really liked how you built blah, 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 blah phone, question mark. And then maybe she'll answer me. But she's got a ton of followers. She doesn't have time to answer me, and that's fine. I get it, because she's amazing. But maybe one of her followers wants to answer me. I then helped her engagement, but created a dialogue with her followers without being like a weird leech that's like, hello, her follower that commented, come and look at me, come and look at me, come and look at me. I'm like, hey, I want to talk about this. And they're like, hey, you want to talk about this? I want to talk about this. And then people are like, wow, you're really approachable. And do that, you don't even have to do it with a huge cosplayer. Go and actively interact. And cons are a great place to do this, by the way. That's one of the things I'm actually really bad at this, but I'm trying to be better. Like, hey, what's your Instagram? Let's post a story, and then like, I want to go and interact with you, and you want to go and interact with me. We'll comment on each other's stuff. We all know what we're here for. Boobies. I'm just kidding! Okay, side story. The best panel I ever went to was by a physicist, and his panel was the physics of anime boobs. It changed my life. It changed it. And I was like, huh, my panels will never reach this peak level. But no, so the way you beat the algorithm is by being interactive unselfishly, essentially. Like, sure, there's some motivation to go to everybody else's thing to get it. You're beating the algorithm, but you're giving them a lot. You're like, I'm gonna interact, you're gonna boost your interactions. We're gonna go, we're gonna go, we're gonna go. And then if people come to your page, you're like, solid, people came to my, I mean, I knew people were gonna come to my page despite it all. But also like, solid, people are coming to my page now, like, dope. Good question.
Thank you.
You can never actually beat the algorithm on your own post. Butts. Instagram likes butts. Post butts. That's the closest you can get to beating the algorithm on Instagram. Post butts.
Well, TikTok's a little less friendly about that.
I recently got my TikTok back, so I'm sore. I'm happy it's back. But, so, okay, key questions. What kind of content creator are you? How often are you going to post original content. And I'm going to get into what I mean by original content here in a minute, because we're going to talk about repurposing content as well. Can you do it consistently? And what is your primary platform for delivery of your content and also monetizing? Because ultimately, content creation is a job. Even though my accountant is like, you might have started a business and said it was content creation, but your bank does not recognize this as a business. And I'm like, my bank is Chase. Y'all, don't trust them. Wells Fargo, sorry, this is not an ad. Anyway, consistency. So consistency is honestly the most important part of content creation. You can't be like Masha cosplays, and Masha is like, it's December. That means I'm on vacation. So I'm gonna Twitch stream Twitch. I'm gonna Twitch stream Sims every day. And then after December, I won't be done and not touch it until next December when I'm also on vacation. That's not consistently. Nobody cares. I've got 5 people that care. Thank you guys, so kind of you guys. Consistency. It takes time to build a brand. And consistency is the key. There are people that are going to get famous overnight. That's really dope. Don't assume you're going to be that person. Assume you will not be that person. And then if you do become that person, solid. But realistically, that's not going to happen. It takes time. And so you have to work within the time you have now. If you are working full-time somewhere, you've got a 9-to-5 job or whatever, you come home, you're tired, you've got to walk your dog, you've got to say hi to your best friend who lives in your house, who watches your dog. Not that that happened to me or anything. She was like, you never hang out with me anymore. Like, thank you for living here and taking care of my dog and also feeding me dinner. Be realistic. You work 9 to 5, you've got other responsibilities. Maybe you have 1 hour a night to do something. Account for that. There's people that do it full time. You don't have the same schedule as them, and that is okay. Despite what the internet tells you, that is okay. You have the time that you have. Be realistic about that time. Create a schedule or content creation calendar that works within that time that you have. You don't gotta go to con every weekend and post a ton of stuff if you don't have time for it. That is okay. I just want to keep saying that because that is okay. I feel like the internet teaches us that that is not okay. You gotta go nonstop. No sleep, no food, only create. I mean, you can do that. It's very tiring. I'm very old and very tired, so here we are. But don't do that. I don't recommend. But once you create that consistency and that schedule and you slowly grow, your brand is gonna grow. And as your brand grows, you can make more time in your life to start accommodating for that. Maybe you start working part-time at your job. Maybe you make the leap to full-time into content creation. I accidentally quit my job on TV at Comicpalooza in Houston. I wasn't ready, but I accidentally did it, and then I just had to start doing it full-time. So here we are.
How do you accidentally do that?
I went to Comicpalooza at 6 a.m. to film a commercial, and they were like, so do you do cosplay full-time? And I was like, no. And they asked me all these leading questions, and then I was like, yeah, I'll quit my job. I didn't think anyone at work would watch it. And then I went to work, and I was the HR coordinator. So that's a weird thing for your boss to hear. And they were like, so you do this. Also, you're gonna quit. I'm like, hello, that's my second life. I did work like virtually essentially for like 6 months until they found a replacement. I was able to like negotiate that, but I accidentally quit my job. It was worth it. Now I do this full time. That's actually what my goal was. I just didn't need to accidentally quit my job before I was ready. Don't recommend you not do that.
Happens to the best of us.
TV is a trap. But yeah, so as your brand grows, you'll be able to dedicate more time to it. Should just have the big picture. Like I can only do an hour a week now. Maybe in 6 months I can do 5 hours. So just slowly build towards it. So that's consistency. Does anyone have questions about consistency? No? Good, because I've got a story. Story time! My battle with consistency. I wrote a whole thing about how I have a full-time job, and then I tried to build a brand, and I wasn't consistent. I went to work 9 to 5, and then every day after work I would go to a photo shoot, and then every weekend I would go to a con. I had no life because I worked essentially 2 jobs, and it was not consistent, not sustainable. I was tired all the time, and then I slipped up and accidentally quit my job. You know, healthcare is very expensive when you're self-employed, so my job on TV. But also it's not consistent and it's not sustainable. You don't want to start that kind of schedule because you can't sustain it and then your fans are going to be disappointed. Let your fans know what to expect and you can set your own boundaries and then they won't be disappointed later. So when I became a full-time creator, I was like, this is dope. And then I started working 24/7, constantly. I was like, I gotta do a photo shoot, and now I gotta Twitch stream, and now I gotta shoot a YouTube video, and now I gotta do an unboxing, and now I gotta post on Instagram, and then I gotta pet my dog at least once today, and maybe I got a snack, I made a smoothie, and then I gotta go to a con, and now I'm tired, and I've got 5 panels. That didn't work out, that wasn't sustainable either. Now, I created a schedule. And that's honestly like one of the big things about content creation. You've got to create a work schedule. You've got to be your own scheduler, your own HR person, your own payroll, your own everything. And then you've got to create content too. Creating content is the easy part, honestly. It comes out of your brain. What? Came out of my ear, here's the content. So, try not to kill yourself. That's the biggest thing. Work around your schedule. Give yourself like 8 hours a day. Schedule in time for your dog, schedule in time for your important house things, schedule in time for your parents. My mom would say I don't schedule in time for her still, though my mom totally takes pictures for me. I'm like, we're bonding. She's like, no, we're working. So yeah, try to be realistic and consistent. What is realistic? We're humans. So yeah, be realistic and consistent. Does anyone have any questions? Someone's screaming and it's very exciting. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, they were playing the Cantina band theme earlier. Like, the same people.
yeah.
It's so weird.
Bye. Let's scream. I was screaming in the concert. It's great.
Why is this person sleep streaming?
It's Aizawa, because I'm Aizawa, but I took my scarf off. This is other Aizawa. He's a napping. We're going to go to the My Hero Academia panel after this.
Duality.
But so that's consistency. Honestly, consistency is like one of the biggest parts of content creation. It is going to be the foundation of your content creation hobby or business. It is going to be what keeps you on track. It's going to be what helps you go full-time if you want to go full-time. It's going to be the thing that helps you keep outside of your job. This is my job. Shout out to my friends who come to all my panels. Yay! Thank you, I couldn't do it without you. They tell me where and when my panels are. That's how we exist. So, creating a content creation. This panel, by the way, it's about being a content creator, but about having a content creator schedule, because that is very hard for content creators. I know. It's very hard for me. So creating a content creation calendar, again, make sure it's realistic and consistent. If you don't take anything out of here, please take away realistic and consistent. Focus on your main type of content first. If you're a YouTuber, you can also be a model. Don't do them both to the same extent at the same time. Figure out what your main thing is and focus on that. When I first started being a content creator, I was a model. That's what I did. I was only a model, and then I was like, you know what's cool? Not looking like myself. I am anime. And so then I became a cosplayer, and then both together, and I was like, this is very hard. So figure out your main thing. Once you get your main thing unlocked, you've got a following, you've got a schedule, you can do your second thing. That's why people are like, I have a YouTube, and I have a Twitch, and I have a 500 other things. So, whenever you are creating a content creation calendar, there's some really awesome tools out there. Actually, like writing it down on paper. I have a subscription to a planner. They send me a planner every quarter, so I can keep up with my quarterly business. So a paper calendar, time blocking is really dope. Google spreadsheets. Put it on a Google spreadsheet. I send my photographer a Google spreadsheet of when we're shooting and what we are shooting and the location all the time. I'm like, here's our spreadsheet, this is what we're doing this month. Google Calendars, Trello is an app, Todoist is also an app. It helps you plan content and schedule it. It's awesome, both of those are dope, depending on like what kind of style you like, they go to different people, whatever. I still use Microsoft Excel. Excel's cool, I'm cool. So, create a calendar, stick to it, and just slowly build on it. When you're creating a calendar, you're like, oh my god, every week I have to think of a new thing to do, or every day I have to think of a new thing to do. You don't. I'm a very lazy person. Is anyone else here a very lazy person? Thank you, yes! You know But that's okay, that's okay. We don't gotta be making content all day long. Batch content creating is life-changing to content creators. So, it's the best thing ever. It's literally the first line. It is the best thing ever. It saves time and energy, and I am in the business of saving energy because my energy tank is very low. So find ways to shoot and create all or most of your content in one day or in batches. So for example, I have several YouTube channels. One of them, because I was in the modeling industry for so long, it's called Modeling 101. I've got a whole series. I don't record, I'm like, it's Tuesday at 10 a.m., let me record a video. No, I pick a day once a month. Today, Wednesday, the 17th of this month, from 10 till 2, I have taken notes and planned out my videos, and I will shoot every single video. That way I don't have to put on makeup once, and I only have to look good once. And I record 10 videos that day, because my videos for that channel are like, hello, here are 5 poses. There you go, those are my modeling poses for the day. Hello, here's how you book a photographer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the videos I make. I do them all in one day. I put my makeup on, I put my outfit on, change my top, next video, change my top, next video, change my top, next video. Post it, then I can edit them later. So, batch content creating. As much as you can do at once, take your content creation day, that's your content creation. It's different if you're somebody that is a content creator with live content. If you're a Twitch streamer, that's different. Obviously, you gotta be live, you know? But if you're like a YouTuber, you're posting on Instagram, you're doing that kind of content, you can batch create it in one day. And then you can choose a completely different day. It's a lot of work. I had to put makeup on and a bra on, to change tops 5 times. I had to talk at the camera. It's a lot of work. Now I'm gonna pick a different day when I'm refreshed and edit the 10 videos that I shot that day. And I don't even have to get out of bed. I've got a laptop. So, do that. Figure out how you want to create in batches. And then you can shoot them all, you can edit them all, and then spend the day scheduling them all. Most of the apps nowadays have scheduling features. YouTube, you can schedule all of your videos. Instagram, I'll talk about the scheduling app for Instagram and stuff. All of the social medias, you can schedule them. I don't post on social media, the scheduling app posts on social media. But creating batch content, it allows for a lot of content to be created quickly and efficiently. We're in the business of content creation. We want to be efficient. To do this, you do have to have some content planned ahead of time. I don't sit down and I'm like, okay, let's start recording the video. I have a list. So, make a day to plan the list of what you're going to do, make a day to do it, make a day to edit it, make a day to schedule all the posts. Or, that's only 4 days. You could double and do each thing in 2 days. It's only 8 days of the month. So, plan it out, batch create it. Does anyone have any questions?
Wait, I can
You're
get
doing
this,
great.
this
PowerPoint? Totally. I'm on Instagram. It's at the end, but I'm Rasha Cosplays on Instagram. If you message me, I'm happy to send it to you. Cool. Any other questions? Yes?
So I haven't seen any of your videos. Do you have an area at your place that you make like an at-home studio or anything like that?
Yes and no. I used to in my old house, but now I have a very small house. And I actually, funny enough, on Amazon, I have a list of things that's like, do you want a studio that you can set up and break down because your boyfriend's going to come home and yell at you for having a studio in the living room?
Yes,
Here are
send it
the
to
things
me.
you need. But honestly, depending on what you're doing, even if you're doing cosplay photo shoots, you need a backdrop. Your backdrop, you need a backdrop stand. Backdrop stands come in sizes, but they're pretty big. You need a backdrop that's about that big. Or, if you're doing YouTube videos, you need a wall, and you need to start it here, and it comes out to here. That's all you need, really. And then you can change out your backdrops, you can whatever, if you're doing cosplay photography stuff. A lot of people that do cosplay photography, they're standing or they're sitting. You need a backdrop that's that big or that big. You're good to go. That's as much space as you really need. Of course, we all look at the big cosplayers. They're in studios, outside. It's majestic. They have a photographer. about someone brushing their hair. That's great. We don't have that. We're starting out. Be realistic and consistent. Get your little setup, and your little setup is perfectly fine. You want it to be like extra? Get color changing light bulbs. It's 2022. You can get color changing light bulbs on Amazon, and then you've got gels and all this shit. Really, it's one light bulb that changes colors. So, yeah, you don't really need a lot of space. You just gotta recognize what is your primary platform, what's your primary goal. If it's Instagram photos and cosplay, you need a backdrop stand, and you need to change out. You don't even need to change out a backdrop that often. Go to the thrift store, go to their curtain section. Their curtains are like $5. Get curtains in the color of the thing you want in your room. If you're doing YouTube, you honestly need a basic couch and a white wall. You don't need much more. That's all I use. I have a white wall behind my couch, and I've got my phone. I don't use a camera. I've got my phone. I recorded on that, and I monetized on YouTube. It's about consistency. I post every Tuesday. That's it. I've been doing it for 5 years. People like what I'm saying. I teach them. People like to learn or be entertained. That's what it's about. Does anyone have any other questions about batch content creation? Quick story time, but I also kind of talked about how I batch my sets. I do a lot of content. I won't lie. I now do this full time. Let me see. I'll talk about my cosplay photo shoots. I do lewd content. I'm not going to talk about how to do lewd content specifically or anything. But personally, me and my photographer, we shoot once a week. I tell him what the concept is. I book the studio, we go there. Easily, you can shoot it yourself. You don't need to communicate with someone else. You've got your phone, set up your backdrop. Put on your outfit and your makeup. Shoot a bunch of TikToks. Then take some selfies with your photo. Most phones will react. If there's a setting in most phones where when you say smile or flash or whatever the word is, your camera will go off. You don't need, some phones, my phone does it, you can hold up your hand like this and it'll start a countdown. And then I'll take a picture. So, do a bunch of TikToks, save them in your drafts. You can post them at any time. Do a bunch of selfie sets, save them for later. Do some selfie sets. If you're shooting it yourself, I mean selfie sets like, it's a selfie, it's a selfie, it's a selfie, it's a selfie. Do a photo set. Put your phone on your tripod or lean it up against the thing. Do the thing to where it counts down. Pose, pose, pose. And then you're already in your look. You can do a YouTube video. Flip it and be like, hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Here's behind the scenes of what I'm shooting today. And then just shoot just make the camera roll and just be like, I'm Aizawa, and I'm gonna. And throw in some shots of your photo shoots into that video, pop it up on YouTube. So you can create a ton of content from just that one shoot that's like 4 hours of the day. You don't actually need a studio, you don't actually need a photographer, you don't actually need a camera. It's all done in one spot. You do get to a point when I got to hire a photographer, it changed my life because I swear to God, if I have to take another actual picture of myself, I think I could die. But it's okay, I don't have to do that anymore. Now I can book a studio and it's great. And when you're doing all of this, maybe you're thinking I'm not good enough, look at all these people doing all these other things. Marsha Cosplays hires a photographer. It doesn't matter. That's not I'm not good enough. That's I want to be there one day where I don't have to edit another picture. That's where I was. I was one day I would never have to edit another picture in my life. No one will point out the zits on my ass. Perfect. That's my goal, not my competition. So, batch content creation is really important. Take a day, be I need to look good. For all of this, I want to do X, Y, Z. TikTok, YouTube, photo shoot, whatever. Twitch stream. I don't know. What else do people do? Podcast. All of it. Figure out a way it works in a circle. Get ready. Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. The next day, edit it. The next day, schedule it. Batch, batch, batch. You only got to do it once a month, and then you can go to work. And you can work at 95 with health insurance, and it's lovely. Clearly, I don't have health insurance. Does anyone else have questions about batch content creation before I move on to scheduling content? Yes?
Kind of based on what you said about backdrops, do you have any tips for green screen creation?
So I don't personally, because I don't green screen create. I know people do, but But personally, what I do is very just like photo shoot based, and I am in the business of like making it as simple as possible. If you have a green screen, you can make any backdrop you want. But to me, any sort of editing is very hard. If you have a green screen, you've got to edit it and put the backdrop in. I don't want to do that. I'd rather spend the like $20 on Amazon and get like one of those really shit backdrops, and they all look pretty good on camera, especially if you put some props in front of it. So, but that being said, there are plenty of people that find editing not that hard, and they'd much rather edit than try to figure out a backdrop and props and all of this. So they would go that route. So it's like, okay, what are my skills, and what are the skills within my immediate 5 people group that I can reach out to? Because honestly, that's what it is. When I was like looking for photographers, I was like, what can I do? I reached out to some friends and I was like, I can't afford to hire a photographer. Can you teach me how to do this, 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 and this? So within the 5 closest people to you, what can they teach you how to do and support you? And then be like, okay, and don't be like, hey, can you do all of my editing for the rest of my life forever? Don't do that. That's not cool. Go to them and be like, hey, I want to do this. Can you teach me how to do it yourself? And then they'll teach you, and then they'll help you, and then eventually you'll have to figure out what you're doing. But in the beginning, which is what we're talking about, they'll teach you and they'll help you, because we all like to share what we know, right? I don't share what I know. I'm like, hey, you want to talk about posting on Instagram? Let's like get this Instagram thing going. So talk to the people around you. Some people think green screen editing is way easier. To me, I'm like, I won't even edit a zip off of myself. So not gonna happen.
I say this as like a graphic designer / digital media major, basically. Yeah. Just any like, have you seen any trends that have been a big thing in green screen?
I personally haven't. I know that people who do like Twitch do green screen backgrounds to like do it in and stuff, but otherwise like photo shoot wise, I feel like the people that do green screens do a lot of like post work, and because that's so removed of what I do, I tell my photographer not to even like edit. Like that's so removed from what I do. It's not.
That's fair.
It doesn't touch my life so much, but that doesn't mean anything. Like I learned what I'm doing, and I'm like, this is how I can make it. Like it's all a business. So you can take the thing you're doing and be like, okay, how can I make this easier for myself? Okay, I want to do green screen. Green screen will be easiest. Who do I know? I don't know anybody. Who can I message on Instagram that I enjoy, that has less than 50K followers? You know, they'll talk to me. And then message them and start talking to them. And then they'll tell you something, you'll be like, maybe green screen is 100% the way to go for me, and they taught me something. Or maybe they'll be like, you'll look at it and be like, okay, well, I want to do cosplay photos, and they told me this, this, and this. It makes green screen impractical for me at the moment. Maybe it's practical for you in the next 5 years when your skills become whatever. You know, it just depends on where you are individually and what you can learn from the people around you or the people that you put around yourself.
True.
So, yes. Yes?
Do you have any anything you do to keep yourself motivated through doing the batch work during the whole day or something?
What motivates me is the fact that I won't have to do it for another 29 days of the month. But no, I don't actually put on makeup and get dressed up very much, despite what cons might tell you. I don't really give a shit. I don't care to look good. I don't wear foundation or whatever. And I'm like, I just put this money on my face and I look good. Let's make this worth it. So you've got to figure out for you personally what motivates you, to do all of that. It also motivates me because my boyfriend's not home and I'm like, sweet, this is silence. Now I can do stuff in silence. So he listens to funk music, literally constantly. Like, please be silent for 5 minutes. But no, so different things will motivate you. Like if it's really a priority and you're like, I want to be a content creator and I want to do this, when you have that window, the motivation is, I've got the window, I can do it. Or you're like, you don't like to get dressed up and stuff. I like to get dressed up, so fucking nice. You don't like to get dressed up and stuff. You're like, I'm dressed up now, let's go. I don't want to do this again. Or maybe you're like, I love my content so much, and this is really what speaks to me, and I want to get it out there, and you're like, this is the day that I've made time to really put it out there and really create. That's a motivation. Like I have an artist friend, and they're like, I love to draw, and I love my style, but I don't have time for it except for this one time. And they're like, I'm gonna bust it out in this one time. My motivation is very like laziness and work motivated, but other people are very like creative motivated. Like that's kind of and that's the whole thing about content creation, right? Like it's kind of a thing within yourself. What are you trying to achieve and what's motivating you to get there? Honestly, if your motivation is I want to be famous, it's not going to work out very well. It takes a lot. I'm not famous. It's what I do full time, and I make money, and it's a job, and it's great, and I do like my job. But I'm not famous, so I'm not like trying to be famous. I'm trying to live my life and have my job and be self-employed and have fun. I get to come to cons and do that. But honestly, like if your motivation is to be famous, it's gonna be very, very, very challenging. Very challenging for you. Sorry. But yeah, so staying motivated is very personally what it is, and I think it's very important, especially for content creators, to take the time and schedule this in. Be like 30 minutes a week. I'm gonna be standing in the shower for 30 minutes. Not me, I hate showers. I'll take like 5-minute showers. But a lot of people like showers. Be like, I'm gonna take 30 minutes in my shower, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, the shower's so great. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Let me take 30 minutes. I'm gonna reflect on my life. What do I want to achieve? What am I trying to do? I've washed my hair, great. Or if you get time to meditate, or if you get time to walk your dog for an hour, take that time to be like, what are my goals and what am I trying to achieve? And that will really help to motivate you, because you'll be like, in 2 years, I want to be here. And that will motivate you. So it just depends on where you're trying to go and how you're trying to get there, and what you like and what you don't like. Don't be like Masha Cosplays. I'm like, I just went on a bra today. That's nice. What the heck? My boyfriend's like, you haven't worn pants in like 4 days. And I'm like, yes, welcome to our couch. Hello. Okay, I'm not going to talk about my content posting schedule too much, but just because I've been talking a lot and I want to get through some of the other slides. I've been talking a lot and I want to get through some of the other slides. But no, so I have a couple YouTube channels. I post on my modeling one where I teach people stuff once a week. I post on my bullshit one twice a week because it's like a behind the scenes for my photo shoot, so I didn't make a separate video because at my photo shoot it recorded the video itself. I don't edit it. Hey, you want to be at my photo shoot? Here's a video I didn't edit that was recording and recording. You're welcome. And try on videos on my YouTube channel. I post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter like 4 to 6 times a week. And then on my content sites, I post daily. But I don't actually do any of that. I don't believe in working hard, because I'm lazy. I believe in, what happened to my, okay. We'll go back to scheduling. I forgot there used to be a slide. I must have accidentally taken it out because I recently updated this. I don't believe in actively doing anything. I believe in making the internet work for me. And so, therefore, there are scheduling apps. If you are on, I'm just going to throw this out for a second. If you are on any spicy sites, all of the spicy sites have scheduling features. Do not go every day on there and post. Schedule your posts for like a week out, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. Every day, I'm like, Monday, photo set, Tuesday, spicy, Thursday, some other bullshit. I don't know, I ate 500 pizza rolls. Y'all want to watch this video? Solid.
Hell yeah.
Schedule it out. You don't need to be there, and then the only thing you need to do is respond to messages. If you are on the social media apps, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, even TikTok, there are apps that you can schedule. I personally recommend later.com. Later has a free version. They also have a paid version depending on how many social media accounts you do. On Later's free version, you can have an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Pinterest for free. Use that. You can schedule it a month out. You go in, you're like, today is my scheduling day. I'm just gonna drink coffee all day and maybe vibe a little bit. My YouTube channel's on. All my content was created in a batch. I'm gonna upload it to Later, and then I'm gonna go, this is what I'm scheduling on Instagram. Look at how cute I am. Make 4 posts a week, and you've got 4 times 4. 16 posts a month. That sounds very little. 16 posts a month. And you schedule it all on Instagram. Don't make something brand new for Facebook and Twitter. Copy it. The people on your Instagram, yeah, maybe they're also following you on Twitter. But really, statistically, the people on your other social media sites are new people. like 80 to 90% of your followers on other social media sites are new people, they didn't see your post on Instagram. Also, Instagram's algorithm is shit. They probably didn't see your Instagram post on Instagram if they follow you on Instagram. Copy the exact same post and post it on Facebook and Twitter. And then they'll get it. It's the same post. You don't need to think of 16 new captions and use 16 new photos. Use those 16 photos that you posted or boomerangs or whatever and post them on all the other apps on Later. You're sitting down at your computer, Later's a website and an app. You can do it and schedule it. And then if you want to be like, oh look, this is real life, I'm at Colossalcon, use your Instagram stories. That's like the real life vibe. People are seeing it, you can do it in the moment. Everything else is scheduled. I have photos of Aizawa at Colossalcon Prime from 6 months ago, 8 months ago, earlier this year, whatever Prime was. It went live today at 10 a.m. I forgot it was doing that. It did it for me. That was lovely. Woo! I think I had a panel around there, or I was in bed. Maybe I was drinking a coffee. I don't know what I was doing. It doesn't matter because I was not posting that post. Later was posting that post. Thank you, me from 2 weeks ago. It is a lot of work. If you're looking at something and you're like, wow, this person's a content creator, and their Instagram post went live, and their Twitter post went live, and they had a new YouTube video go live, and oh my god, they're live now on Twitch, and they're commenting on my shit, it's a lot. But then realize they're not doing all of that. They've planned all of that. It's all like a forward planning situation. So schedule, you batch content create, batch schedule it. Do it all. Later is awesome. Highly recommend 10 out of 10. You can pay and add. So they have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest for free. You can add a second set if you have a different brand for a price. And then the price, like next tier price after free, you can also add a person. Say one day your friend wants to learn about social media. Be like, do you want to learn about social media? I will help you learn about social media if you help me post on my social media. And you can add them, and they can help you do that. Or if you want to add TikTok scheduling is it's hard. But if you pay for the later version, they will schedule your TikTok videos for you. Because you've already batch created them when you were dressed as Aizawa, sleeping on the couch. So, you already have the videos. Schedule them. Sorry, I know I'm taking a little longer. But speaking of scheduling, you don't gotta. You've shot it all in one day. You've scheduled it all in one day. Do you have to do it every week? For a little bit, you do. I've been doing this for like 10 years. I have so much content from 5 years ago that my new fans have never seen, which is amazing. Because now I can release it again and not work that week. That'd be great, right? That's awesome. I work. I talk about being lazy all the time, but I promise I do work. I'm not just like somebody who doesn't work ever. But repurpose your old content. I recently had some people that were like, you're going to Colossalcon. I saw that you posted a picture of your Misty cosplay in a pool in your backyard. I haven't lived in that house in like 2 years. And that Misty cosplay was shot like 5 years ago, and I'm not bringing it back for Colossalcon. How am I supposed to give them what they want? It was 5 years ago. I'm gonna go literally grab that photo set and be like, here you go. I'm gonna be at Colossalcon having fun. Enjoy this photo set of Misty in a pool. And there you go, repurpose your content. And that doesn't mean like, oh, bring back content from 5 years ago. Have you recently posted a bunch of TikToks? Take all of those TikToks, put them together in one video, and upload it as like a 2-minute YouTube video. TikTok videos on YouTube is a really hot trend right now. And you've already made the content. Just make it in a new package and post it on a different platform. Your Aizawa sleeping on the couch and you have like 5 photos of it, but 3 years ago you only posted 2. Post it on Instagram as a like swipe through set. Make it a video. There are video features where you put like 10 photos in a video and be like, here are my top 10 favorite cosplays of the last 5 years. It's a little video set. That is new content. You're repurposing your old content. You don't have to work more. Maybe Amazon Prime is no longer great because they never deliver next day anymore, and that really fucked up your cosplay. That's okay. You got a cosplay 5 years ago that you can repurpose and post online. Try to be creative. Repurpose what you can repurpose. Work smarter, not harder. Take a nap. I love naps. Does anyone have any questions about repurposing content? Y'all are all so quiet. Is it because we're all ready to like party?
He's
Yeah. He's napping. What the hell?
Yeah, he's dead ass asleep.
There's teachers' lounge after this. Does anyone have any questions in general? This is like a really basic intro to content creation and scheduling. Just to have an idea of like, look, you don't have to work every day. Let's talk about how you don't have to work every day. I'm here to answer all the questions, but like if anyone wants to add me, yes. Yes?
How do you stay motivated?
I think about when I went to retire.
Money.
I'm old now, you guys. Y'all might think I'm young, and I look good. That's great. I work out. I'm here for this. I'm old. My bones creak. I can't drink past a certain time. I cannot eat cheese. I frequently think about like, in the next 5 years I'm gonna retire. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so good. Oh my god. It's very motivating. It's very motivating. Can you imagine going to Colossalcon and eating cheese and not caring if you're bloated in your bikini and then you fart in the water? Imagine.
It'd be great.
It'd be great.
It'd be a great time.
I love cheese. It's delicious. I'm very passionate about it.
Bring your
actually.
swimsuit after eating would be great.
Yes. But that's actually really real. That's not even a joke, I'm not gonna lie. But it's about finding what's motivating for you, right? Is your motivation, but like say your motivation is like, I don't want to work for corporate America. I want to be an artist. I want a booth in the dealer hall. I want to travel around to cons and have a booth in the dealer hall. That's my goal. And you're still working in corporate America and you want to get out of it. Set your goals and be like, I've achieved goal 1. I'm this much closer to not working here and getting to do the con circuit and selling my stuff. You want to be a YouTuber, or like a cosplay photographer. I have friends here that's pretty much what they do, and they started doing it. They were like, I've got a weekend, I'm gonna go to the con, and I'm gonna take pictures, and I don't even know how to work my camera that well, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna start doing it, and they do it every weekend, and that's their motivation. They're like, I get to do this, and I want to do this. And they're there every weekend, and that's what keeps them through it. And they go to work, and they're like, here I am, at work, in my office, click, 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 that's a computer. Click, 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 click. And they're like, I don't want to be here. And that's motivating. They're like, where do I want to be? This is where I want to be. That can be very, very, like, motivating me. I recently quit my job. So, it just depends. It's very self-reflective, too. What do you want, personally? And it's not like, what do you want? Where do you want to be, and why do you want to be there? I want a Tesla. But I will not buy a Tesla because I also want to retire and eat cheese at Colossalcon in 5 years. So there we go. Any other? Yes?
Do you have any tips on staying safe online as a hot girl on the internet?
Don't talk to anyone about it. I'm just kidding. Definitely like follow your own intuition. If you're like, this is weird, be like, this is weird. And people will post all the time. They're like, someone messaged them on Instagram, and I responded like, what? And then they post their whole conversation with some really weird conversation like, why didn't you have the first answer? Why are you doing that with your time? You know what you could do with your time? You could go create more content. You don't need to have this conversation. Don't welcome things into your life that's like shady or weird or whatever. Do like first and foremost be like, I feel weird, and it doesn't matter that they're not trying to be weird. I feel weird and I'm uncomfortable. And be vocal about it. Like, we were at an event recently, and a person was like, can I take a selfie? And I was like, yeah. And they were being really weird, and I was like, I am done. And they're like, no, I am done. Like, no, it is your boundary, and it does not matter. This person on the internet, they don't matter. You matter. Take care of yourself. And also, surrounding yourself with good people can help you avoid that, because honestly, sometimes you're like, am I being weird? Am I being weird? Like earlier I asked them, I was like, did this happen? Did I witness this happen? And they're like, no, it happened. I'm like, thank you, I knew it happened and I was uncomfortable, but I'm really glad you guys are great. Y'all were here to tell me that just happened and that was fucking weird. But also, don't talk to people you don't know. If you do talk to people you don't know, do not give out your phone number, do not give out your real name, have a fake name, whatever your business name. If you're gonna give people a way to chat with you, do not give out your phone number, give out your, Telegram. Everyone uses Telegram because you can't really track it. Do not give out your address, get a P.O. box, be safe. And honestly, people are like, okay, well, my budget doesn't account for these things. These things are way worth more than your budget. A P.O. box is like $30 a month. That is worth it if you're gonna get mail of some sort. Telegram is free unless you pay for like certain features. That is worth it. Your safety is worth it, and like really safe trying to do that. Safety is very important to me, actually. Also, if you're gonna go work with photographers, I'll talk about it at my photographer panel on Sunday. Check your references, be safe, always be safe. Safety is very important, especially if you're a content creator on the internet. If someone's like, hey, I'm gonna Venmo you $50, send me your info. Be like, who are you and why are you gonna Venmo me $50? I would love $50. Who the fuck are you? What are you trying to track? Let me see if $50 is, what do you want? Don't just be like, yeah, here's my info and my email and my name and send me some money. Don't do that, don't do that. Safety, safety first. Yay, safety, safety. Yes?
So, kind of bouncing off of an earlier question, burnout, aside, we want to try and avoid it. What happens if it just, you're there, and how do you kind of fight through it? What advice would you give?
This hit me earlier. This is a really good question. So this is why a calendar or a content creation schedule is very important. And don't be like, I have 10 hours, I will fill the 10 hours. Be like, this is my schedule, I have 10 hours, let me see what I can do in 5 hours or 3 hours. Those 10 hours that you have in your life, that includes your rest time and your eating time and your sleep time and your pet my dog time. Be like aware of that. That will help you avoid burnout, especially planning early on. But as a content creator, it's very hard to take time off. I've been doing this full time for years and I've never had a vacation. I burned out. I stopped using one of my YouTube channels and one of my accounts recently because I was like, I literally cannot meet up. I talked to my photographer, I was like, we need to bump it up to 2 shoots a week because I'm about to die, so let's do it hard now because I'm about to die. And then we came to Colossalcon and I was like, I am 5 panels away from the first vacation of my life. It's a 30-day vacation. If you need a vacation, take it. No one, if you worked in corporate America, they'd be like, please do not take your vacation days or else someone's gonna sue us. Treat yourself the same way. Bitch, take your vacation days or else your dog is gonna murder you. Yeah. And I looked in Dagny's eyes and she's like, I will go to this kitchen. I will kill you if you do not take me a walk. I'm like, Dagny, I know, you're really intense. Account for your time. You are your own boss. You are your own HR person. And that is really hard. It is very hard to wear all of those hats. But being aware of it and planning your content, scheduling your life, that becomes really important. Honestly, planning your life as a content creator is way more important than creating content. Because you are having your own business. We can all create content. I can go and eat 500 pounds of pizza rolls, and then bring a vlog to the con, and then take a picture in bikini cosplay. It's all content. We can do it. And then we have our personalities behind it, which makes it like important to our fans. But what's really important is taking care of yourself so that you can continue to do your job. So account for the time you need, take your rest, eat your food, and if you're burnt out, be like, okay, cool. I'm gonna work extra hard for 2 weeks, and I'm gonna schedule out all of my content, and I will be goodbye for a month. That's literally what I'm doing. Good. Goodbye! After Monday, no one will see me until January at EPCon. I will be goodbye. And I will be off. I'm not going to be like, oh, goodbye, when she posts on Instagram or whatever. No, later.com will post on my Instagram. There will be no social media. Maybe I'll stream on Switch. I've got ukulele to play. I bought ukulele 5 years ago and I never played it because I worked. And that's fine. That's a choice I made. They were my priorities. That's cool. But I got a month off and you will not see me actually on the internet. Goodbye. If you need to take that time, do it. Burnout is important, and when you do burnout, be like, okay, I am here. I've got about 3 good days in me. I've got about 2 good weeks in me. What can I do so I can hit that and take my time away? And take it. If you get yourself to that point. Try not to get yourself to that point using a schedule, essentially. That's a good question. Any other questions? Yes?
So I've got a very unrelated subject. I own a race team.
Okay.
So I race ATVs in the desert. That's where I got this cool shit.
That's really cool.
So obviously it's something I'm really into, and I'm naturally otherwise very easily distracted, especially in this subject. So I just go down rabbit holes and watch YouTube videos, like You know, I work a night shift job in a factory, probably making tomorrow's trash day. And but I'll catch myself sitting in my own office for like 2 or 3 hours of shit. I need to get back out on the floor and keep working.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with something that you care about, how do you put the horse blinders on and herd the cats?
So this is a really good question, especially social media too, like content online. It's very easy to get distracted by, but you create your schedule and you're like, okay, today I will shoot, today I will edit, today I will schedule my posts. Schedule research. Today I will get distracted by, but you create your schedule. And you're like, okay, today I will shoot, today I will edit, today I will schedule my posts. Schedule research. Today, I will only look at other people in my industry on YouTube using these keywords because I want to use these keywords and I want to make a YouTube video in my industry. And there's a little self-control, you have to be like, I saw something really cool over here. You'll be like, no, my reward for my 30 minutes that I scheduled this week to research X, Y, and Z is then I can go look at that thing if I still care within 30 minutes, which I probably won't. I never care within 30 minutes, honestly. I'm just like, bye. And then people are like, did you see that meme? And I'm like, no, I didn't show it. That's cool. And then I get to interact with my friends. And then I'm like, hi, I'm a good friend. I don't just live in internet land. But no, having a goal like, okay, I've put in research time, I will only use social media for this. My boyfriend's in a funk band. He goes down internet holes all the time. And then I'm like, did you look at any funk band stuff? Did you learn how to use Instagram today? And he's like, no, I saw this really cool TikToker that was doing X, Y, and Z with a thing that's not even an instrument and they had a dance. That is not your research time. You did not do what you were supposed to do. So it is on you. You are your own boss, you're your own content creator, that's on you. But if you have your goals and you're mentally not like, okay, I'm gonna get on Instagram. You're like, okay, I'm going to get on Instagram, I'm going to look at #Colossalcon, and I'm going to interact with people that cosplay the cosplays that I did from the shows I like to build up brand engagement. You have a goal. You're gonna go and you're gonna do that thing and set an alarm on your phone, 30 minutes. That's what you do for your research time. But that is up to you, that's your choice. A big thing, especially if you're a content creator, is you are your own boss. You are in charge of your own content, you're in charge of how you spend your time. You have 10 hours after work from your 9 to 5, you probably don't have 10 hours, 9 to 5, maybe you have 6 hours, I sleep a lot. I'd have 6 hours best. And I gotta eat and work out and hang out with my dog and try to live a healthy life. So maybe I've got an hour at the end. Okay, that's fine. My research time is 10 minutes. Cool, I got 10 minutes on YouTube. This is what I want to get out of YouTube today. I want to learn about the people doing behind the scenes of their photo shoots so I can see how they shoot it. And next week I'm doing a Demon Slayer photo shoot, so I want to see Demon Slayer cosplayers that did this. That's what I spend my 10 minutes on. That's what I have. And that's okay. If you have 5 minutes, that's cool. You have 5 minutes. Use those 5 minutes. And I mean, when you're still accounting for time to rest. I count time to rest. Napping is number 2 on my priority list. It's very high. So yeah, I hope that helped. It's just planning. And don't go in okay, I'm on Instagram now. Maybe I should look at what I want to do. No, be every Thursday at 4:30 is my research time, and I will look at people in my industry. Creating a schedule for also humans, this is like a study. Humans love schedules. So if you figure out a schedule, it's okay if your schedule doesn't work. You can change your schedule next week. Try it out and find a schedule that works for you. And then when you find that schedule that works for you, it's going to be great experience forever. Yes, okay, we got to wrap up. Wow, this panel went a little longer than I thought. Usually I can answer a lot more questions. We'll be hanging out. We'll be at the Teacher's Lounge if anyone else has some more questions. But I hope you guys all have an awesome Colossalcon. We've got 2 panels tomorrow and 1 on Sunday. Also, if you want to talk about model poses and creating content and working with photographers